I was down at Harvard over the weekend and went to the Natural History Museum. For those of you who have not been there, I highly recommend it. It's very interesting. It's also free for Massachusetts residents between 10 and 12 on Saturdays. But they had an exhibition there on evolution. They're talking about the evolution from lower forms of life to higher forms of life. And if you buy into this, it's a very interesting discussion. They totally dismissed the notion of creation. They totally dismissed the notion of intelligent design. And wherever you are in this whole particular field, the argument for each of these has what's called an informing principle. And with the Darwinian, or at least the pseudo-Darwinian idea of evolution, is that things happen by accident and selective, and we progress by selective, what's the word I'm thinking of? Selective.
Natural selection.
Natural selection. The other, I'm at a loss for words. This is very strange. The other approaches have different operating principles. But it got me thinking, we all have operating principles in our lives. Toastmasters has an operating principle, and it may be somewhat different for each of you. But I would like certain people to come up and talk about what is an operating principle in their family. Kai, could you speak to that?
Sure.
Operating principle.
Operating
The underlying
principle
idea
in my family.
in you and vis-a-vis your family.
Okay. I would just say a couple of theories that I learned in graduate school. The number one is attachment. That is a theory made me to make the decision to choose to stay at home for the first 8 years of my children's life. Because I firmly believed spending time with children, especially when they were young. The other principle would be continuing growth. Right now is growth mindset. I apply that on myself, and I apply that in raising my kids. I became a swimmer about 2 months ago. It took me a year to learn how to swim. You can see that I'm no longer in my 20s or even 30s. I used to be very scared of water. However, adopting this growth mindset helped me to have the courage to overcome deep water, also to overcome like the set mindset that I cannot become what I want to be. Thank you.
We have
Just one more quickly.
one more. Okay.
Yeah.
We have time for one more. Bill, I'd like you to come up and talk about what was your operating principle when you were the president of the club.
He has a role.
Yeah, you have a role?
Evaluator.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Gee.
All right. And
Who doesn't have a role, raise your hand.
okay. Mary Alice, could you come up and talk to the people here about your operating principle vis-a-vis Toastmasters?
My operating principle vis-a-vis Toastmasters is my intention to reach out to people and put myself in a challenging but not too challenging position in which I can feel that I'm still growing in some way. I've found Toastmasters to be more enriching and interesting in a deep way than I thought it would be. So, but I suppose still my operating principle is one of putting myself out there, getting outside my comfort zone, but not too far outside.
We have time for one more. No.
Yeah, this,
No.
it's close.
I think it's close.
Yeah, I'd give one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to come? Would you like to come up, Robert? And
Oh, I didn't take it personally.
No, I didn't think you did.
Robert.
Yes.
Principal.
I'll wait till the last minute before I give you the topic, and that's to give you no chance to prepare. What was your operating principle when you wrote your book?
Greed.
Your informing principle.
Greed. My operating principle is very simple. Probably my greatest pleasure in life is making people smile. My greater pleasure in life is making them laugh. And it has happened. I have gotten more emails back saying how I made days for people who were very depressed, and to the point where they took my book the next day and they said they wanted 4 or 5 copies because they wanted their friends to have the same pleasure, the same laughter that they had. One particular woman told me that her son had been put in jail in the morning and she just felt so terrible. She read the book and she said it didn't change the situation, but it made her feel better about herself and her life. And so this is what I intended to do when I wrote it. God willing, it's happening. And I hope it'll only get bigger and more people will smile and laugh, because my motto is, political books will make you sad, my book will make you glad.